that we're live. Yes. Hello,
Live.
everybody. Welcome. It's Thankful Thursday. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. I'm Paramount USA, and Joe Adele has joined me in the studio. He decided to climb up in the treehouse with me tonight, and so we're all going to hang out with Joe Adele, and we're going to wait for people to get in the chat, and we're going to be chatty chat tonight. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're all having a great week so far. And I'm just, like I said, I know this is delayed. It's delayed too on their phones or whatever. So Bill H is usually the first one to jump on. And see, look at that. Bill, can you see the chat from where you're at too? In case you get the questions before I do, because I try to, watch the chat. Hey,
Yeah,
Billy, how are you? We got Joe Adele in the house tonight. He decided to climb up in the treehouse and hang out with me in the studio. So I'm super excited about it tonight. I'm like I said, I'm going to wait for more people to jump in the chat. And Bill H says, "Hey, Joe," and yeah, get your questions ready, peeps, and everything, and ask them whatever you need to ask them about flying. We'll get this going. And we've had how's the weather with you guys? I've had a lot of snow after snow after snow that I'm getting. I feel like I'm getting what do you call that when you're stuck in the house?
Cabin fever.
Yes, cabin fever. Yes, that's what I feel like in the last week and a half. I'm like, oh, it's cool. I don't mind the snow. I like it. It's great. And then
I want to be snowed in.
Now it's like, God, it can stop now.
Oh, we're getting freezing rain over here.
Oh, I don't know what's worse. I don't know. But thank God, I can, like, groceries and stuff. I just get on my Meijer app and order my groceries from Meijer, and they deliver my groceries. So, which is pretty cool. And I don't have to, I don't have to wait for my son to take me and all that. So I've been using the Meijer app, like, what's the other one? There's Shipt, and then I use another one too on there that bring my groceries and stuff. And it's really good service. It really is. They just I put my order in the day before, and then I'll get a text in the morning, and I'll say, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm your shopper, and I'll be and let me know if you need anything." And they pick up all my groceries and bring them to my apartment, and it's pretty cool. So if I need anything else like kitty food, then I just get on Amazon and order my kitty food from Amazon.
Do you have restaurants nearby?
Huh?
Do you have restaurants nearby?
Restaurants? Yeah. There's a few. It's Bill H says, I seen Robert put out a video this morning flying Torrey Pines. Oh, really? I gotta watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, he's on his way to the flying circus. They put the family in the van and everything. Hey, just want to fly. JD, how are you, my love? I was just talking about you earlier. I said, I miss you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you guys are okay too. They had all those tornadoes, Joe, that
there's some bad storms down there.
Mississippi last night. That's where JD said it was all around them. So
able to avoid them, hopefully.
Hey, Will Fly.
I will.
We got Joe Adele in the house tonight, everybody. Super excited. I thought I'd change it up a little bit on Thursday. And happy pre-Valentine's Day to everybody. And Galentine's Day to all my gals out there. I'm just, tomorrow for me personally, just another day. I don't get like super excited. I remember in school, we would exchange Valentines. That was a big deal. Mom would take you to the drugstore or whatever we used to call it growing up, right? I don't even remember ever saying pharmacy store, right? We always called it the drugstore, which sounds, now today's day, it sounds kind of weird, got to go to the drugstore, and next people look at you like, where are you going, but yeah, and we would pick out a box of the 5 and dime store we used to call it, and pick out a box of Valentines and write for all your classmates, and then you'd exchange them. I wish I had all my Valentines that I grew up with, all my little those little tiny cards. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but I just remember that was so much fun. JD, how are you doing? How's Eric? How's he doing? And Wheezy too, because Wheezy just she's trying to heal up with her foot. So you guys are quite the team. It's like a team effort now when you're all sitting together, hanging out at the house. Everybody's got to help everybody. But I'm just happy that you're here and that Eric's doing okay and Wheezy's healing up. Bill said, I forgot to buy a gift. I have to get up early and go get a card and sweets. Yeah, I would suggest that, Bill. Don't you think, Joe? Be kind of a good idea to
Yeah, probably.
keep the peace in the family kind of thing, Yeah. Well, hey, on the upside, maybe when you go in there, maybe some of the stuff will be on sale already. No,
Yeah.
that's the day after Valentine's. That's the day after Valentine's.
Or sold out around here because of the weather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this weather is not helping. You're a last minute kind of guy. Bill H, it's all right. It's okay. I'm sure she's wondering, but if she knows you, then she'll be like, yep, he'll follow through. It'll be good. It'll be good. So, yeah, I'm happy to have everybody here tonight. Let's see. Jade said Eric is in pain. Randy had pins removed from his foot today, and he has to be off a foot for 6 weeks. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, wow.
Prayers for all of you there for healing. Oh, my goodness, JD. And Eric's not feeling good. I'm so sorry, Eric. Dude, love you. I love you. Leave No Stone is here. Hey, y'all. What's going on, Leave No Stone? Where are y'all from? I'm trying to figure out who that is, if it's a paramotor or what. I have to just kind of, I don't know who that is, but that's okay.
I went to the foot doctor last week to have my right foot checked just because it's been a little painful when I drag it when I land.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
They did an x-ray and they're like, yeah, it's age. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, we can do surgery on that. We're going to have to break it, turn it, put some screws in it. And, you'll have to stay off it for 8 to 10 weeks. And I said, okay, if I do that, it'll be next year because we're almost at the end of winter.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, because you want to, Joe, just wait. Okay.
I just want to keep foot launching. I don't want wheels.
Eventually you may have to do the trike. Hi, Wheezy.
Maybe.
Who are you guys? I'm sending prayers over there in Mississippi, that's for sure. Because oh my goodness, you're all like, you got to have like the what do you call that? Hey, if you want, I can get an airplane, fly over there, and we can start aerobic classes in the morning if you want, Wheezy. Or we could do exercises from the chairs. That's we could do that too, if you want. We don't have to stand up. You can just sit in the chairs and could do exercises. Bill said, I'm rigging up my trike for a test hang. Oh, good. Yeah, I would. I really would, but I wouldn't be able to cook for y'all because I'm not the greatest cook, and that wouldn't end well. Unless you have an air fryer, then I think I could handle that. That's pretty. You only have to air fryer. You just hit a few buttons, and there you go. I have not. Let's see. Dewey's Paramotor Women said, hello, how y'all doing? So yeah, we got Joe AHDEL in the house tonight, everybody. I'm super excited. Like I said, I decided to change it up tonight. And I said, come on, Joe, be my guest. So here he is. and we're going to talk paramotors tonight. I know you guys have been itching to talk paramotors, and so we're gonna get that started. But I always read something to get the show started. My little quotey quotes, as I call it. Louise said Randy, that's her husband, had surgery today, so we are all a bunch of cribs. Everybody's got pins in them except Eric.
I'm trying to avoid it.
Well, Eric, you're not allowed to go roller skating, okay? I'm just saying, Eric, stay off the roller skates, okay? We don't want to add to the pin situation and all that stuff. So welcome everybody to Lindy's Treehouse. I am Paramom USA, and this is my Lindy's Treehouse, and we're here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to be a guest on my show, just let me know. And I'll get you in on Thursdays. And Greg Laney, what's up, Greg Laney? Stopping by to say hi and listen to some Paramount USA. Yeah, Greg, we got Joe AHDEL in the house tonight from Indiana. And he's a paramotor pilot. And so we're going to talk paramotors tonight. So let's get the show on the road here, right? Let's get it going. Okay, so this is what I'm going to start it with, Happy Valentine's Day and Happy Galentine's Day. We all need time to reflect, to put things in perspective, to truly value things in our lives and to appreciate them. To reflect properly, we must be calm and balanced. Some days you got to put your life on pause. And that's okay too. We all need to pause and breathe sometimes. The hardest thing, this is my favorite saying though, quote, the hardest thing to see is what is in front of your eyes. Isn't that true? That is so true. So with that note, like I said, I always start my show with a little inspiration. And since tonight we're just going to talk paramotors and whatever else, I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants tonight with the show. And we got Joe in the house, and we're going to have fun. So the questions, I got other questions, but that's our game is later. So we're going to get the show started. So welcome, Joe AHDEL. Thursday night, Lindy's Treehouse. Paramount USA in the house. Joe AHDEL is my guest. And it's not about me. It's about Joe.
It's about you.
Joe. Take it away, Joe.
I haven't been flying enough this winter. I should. I think I flew a week ago.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and where are you from and how long you've been flying and all that good stuff.
Foot launch and occasional trike paramotor pilot. Been flying quite a while. From Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fly in Columbia City and Fort Wayne and Woodburn, just around the area. Fly between airports quite a bit, especially on the windy days where I can hit a downwind flight, not use any gas, and really cruise.
Do you fly out of the same LZ every time, or do you got a few?
Three different.
You don't have to say where they're at now because that's always a secret. But
I have three different places.
Oh, there's three different ones. Oh, that's good. Okay.
The most frequent LZ I have is in Columbia City, which is about 20 to 25 minutes from Fort Wayne.
Okay, so
a lot of times there's a small airport I can take off of on the west side of Fort Wayne. That's only about 10 minutes from me, and I can fly to the other LZ, get a drink, head back.
That's nice. Yeah. So Weezy said, does he fly when there is snow on the ground?
I do.
Okay. Good question, Weezy. Good question. Yeah, he's crazy. He sends me videos.
I usually dress so warm that I either can't move or I'm sweating. So I really don't feel the cold at all.
Bill said only 35 minutes to his LZ. That's nice. That's good that you can fly close. You know what I mean?
by the time I launch, I'm usually sweating at that point and need to get in the air to cool off, just from setting up and moving around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. But when you get up in the air, it's colder up in the air, so you can.
It is, but
Okay, so
I'm usually pulling my face mask down to get some cool air anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I don't stay up for more than a half an hour when it's cold usually.
So how many feet in the air do you fly then when it's
When it's real cold, I don't really go that high. I'd stay under 1,000 feet usually.
Stay under 1,000 feet. So when I go to Torch and I'm up in the air, how high is that? Is that like 2,000 feet that they take me up when we go on trikes? When you're flying over the trees and stuff? Is that like?
When we were flying out there, we were never really over like 1,500 feet most of the time. And that Torchport was a pretty rowdy field with all the trees. It was a lot of fun, but you kind of had to go out in the middle of the field if you didn't want to get bumped around too much.
True. Greg Laney says, my instructors in Florida told me that paramotors don't work below 65 degrees. Maybe that was the Florida pilots don't work.
Well, I haven't run into that.
That's because of Florida.
Might be a little harder to start. But
yeah, my instructor in Florida told me that paramotors don't work below 65 degrees.
Probably because he doesn't fly below 65 degrees.
When did you fly? The last time you flew, it was colder than 65.
Oh, yeah, it was only 28 degrees.
65 is like our spring weather.
I think it was 28 and the winds were 8 to 10 mile an hour. So, because I know when I landed, the wing didn't want to come down, and it just sat there.
Yeah, kind of twitchy, witchy.
That was the best takeoffs and landings, though, because you don't have to move too much. You don't have to run all the way across the yard.
JD said we are between 500 and 700. What's that mean? Feet? Oh, in the air. Linda Eric said he had you between 600 and 700 feet in the air. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew that, Eric. Yeah, I knew that. I'm just kidding. All I remember that I thought I was like way up there. Well, we were way up there because, right, we had to fly over the trees.
What a beautiful area, though.
Eric did a dang good job that day, too. And not just that day. Then I had to come back the next year and jump on the trike again with him. And that's why Eric's wearing hearing aids now. Because ever since, he took me up the last couple times.
Because you were screaming too loud?
I was yelling, yeah. And I didn't even have, when I would go up in the air, I took my hearing aids out, because they would squish, because the headset, whatever you call it, I think, would squish my hearing aids, and they were like screaming. So I take my hearing aids out and give them to the girls or whatever. And so I didn't think I was loud, but I guess, when you have that on there, I couldn't even hardly hear myself. And I'm sure he couldn't hear himself think and trying to talk to me because I was half crying and half laughing the whole time I was up in the air. So
I had a motor out at Torchport, but it was because I hit the kill switch.
Oh.
And I was over the field.
So Will Fly said, hey, Greg Laney, and I'm trying to keep up on, I'm not doing mean to interrupt, I'm trying to keep up on the chat, all my chatters tonight. Scuba's in the house, and yep, long as we don't break down on the way down. That's right, Scooby-Doo. I call Scuba Scooby-Doo. Everybody's got nicknames, It's kind of hard to nickname Will because he already has the name Will Fly. Because Will fly. You know what I'm saying? Will fly. Do you have a flying name, Joe?
Nope.
No flying name? You don't have
No, I probably need one.
I'll just have to make something up here. I'll have to think here. Good name for you. A flying name, a paramotor name, like I don't know, for flying and all that stuff.
When I reset my Gaggle account, it automatically named me. It was some kind of a bird name.
A bird name?
Then I found out I had how to switch it, so I switched it back.
They named you after a bird? Well, it probably was a nice bird. Hopefully it wasn't like Tweety Bird.
It sounded official, whatever it was. I don't remember. What it was.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, okay. So what happened? You said that you accidentally hit the kill switch when you're up in the air. So would you have just kind of coast down?
Yeah,
So did you
just come
butt
down and
land?
land. Yeah, I was over the LZ, so I just circled down and landed. That's the amazing part about these things. I mean, the glide ratio is phenomenal. So you can really just not worry about it and just land.
So
I've only had one motor out, and that was because my ignition coil, it would get too hot and then just stop working. And I was only about a mile from the LZ, but I was on the other side of a big tree line. So I just landed, and I wasn't very high at the time either. I had my trims out. I was only a couple 100 feet in the air, and then the motor just went out. So I pulled the trims in real quick, turned around, and landed in a hayfield.
you landed. Oh, did you? Oh my goodness.
It's the
So
only
you were
motor I've
out
ever
there
had,
then.
though,
You landed in a
other
hayfield.
than the intentional ones where I hit the kill switch.
So what do you fly now? What do you fly?
I've got a SkyMax Star is what I fly, with a Moster 185, just a 125 prop. Haven't done any of the high performance stuff other than the wings, but
Monster. I always want to say monster.
Monster 185.
185. Monster.
Very reliable engine. I've
Monster.
never had any problems with it other than.
Isn't that what Scuba? Isn't that what you fly? A Moster 185. Isn't that what you fly, Scuba? Couldn't remember. You guys can put in the chat what you fly, what your motors are and stuff. We can talk. Yeah, I can talk like paramotor motors. What you fly. I love the trikes. I
didn't
feel
mind
safer
it.
in the trike.
I just like being on my feet better.
Yes, eventually
wheels aren't bad, but a lot of times I fly in kind of windy conditions, and that would be hard on wheels unless you were like directly in the wind. I like to be able to just quickly adjust on takeoff if I need to turn or twist or anything.
Okay. So can you see the chat from where you're at, Joe?
Yep.
Google says, okay. I read out loud too, so that people that are just listening to this, can see, can hear what the chatters are saying if they're not watching the chat. Not in the chat. Scuba says yes, factor R, but it's a Monster 185. Scuba says 140 prop. And is that when they say 140 prop? Is that like the weight?
The length.
The prop. The length. The length of the prop.
Centimeters. So yeah,
okay.
I would like to have a factory R. I need to do that. I need to make that jump. But yeah, I would definitely have to have a bigger frame and bigger prop.
Bill says I fly True North paramotor Adam 80. Let me see. I'm trying to. What can you see? What Jade said? We both flew Monsters. Okay, I see that now. All right, and then I'm watching here. Let's see. Greg Lane says we'll fly. That's more my comfort level. Anything around Sweltern is nice. I've been I'm trying to watch the chat. Will Fly been called every name in the book, doesn't affect me. So go for it. See, I missed something there. Bill H is made in my town. Scuba say it's got lots of power. Is it a man's 140 or a true 140? Haha, Greg Laney. Scuba says True North makes some great stuff. And Will Fly says that Greg Laney, haha, 65 Kelvin equals 300 Fahrenheit. And Scuba says, Greg, that actual size. Okay, so
I need a bigger paramotor if I wanted to fly
rundown
that.
on the stuff they're saying in the chat here. I know they're talking motors and all that. So, because I'm trying to keep up with the chat here, and then I'm going to all different conversations here. And he said John Hudson has a new model out. I'm gonna have to get John Hudson on the show. He's a pretty cool dude. He was on Clear Prop with Sean show that I used to co-host. John was on there a couple times, so I'm to I'm gonna have to try and get them on here maybe. So, okay. So they're talking about motors and props and all that stuff. So tell me more about, tell me, well, tell me when you started, when did you start flying, or what made you decide that you liked flying?
I started as a teenager flying powered parachute, Buckeye powered parachute back then.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Can you
yeah, when I
explain to people that
was
don't
17.
know? Can you
So that
explain to people what a power parachute is? Can you explain to people that maybe that don't know what it is? Like refresh. Like
yeah, the powered parachute, that's a big trike. Had a
okay.
Rotax motor on it, really pretty heavy. And I was just a skinny little kid back then. But yeah, they had the wings looked more like a skydiving parachute. You know, they didn't glide very well either.
Oh, wow.
But that's what I learned to fly with. It wasn't until 2017, 2018 when I started wanting to foot launch paramotor. And that was yeah.
Jaybird 73 says you're lying, you can't fly.
He's
Is that
a trike.
somebody?
Jason's a trike guy.
Huh?
Jason's a trike guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did that for a number of years.
What's up, Jaybird?
Had one for a while. Yeah, I don't know when foot launch has been around a long time, but I never really paid much attention to it, you know, until that time. So, and when I was out in California back in the 90s, I spent some time out at Torrey Pines watching them paraglide.
Oh, you did?
That's what really got me interested.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Robert's. He loves flying off the coast there.
I did a tandem. I did a tandem out there. That was the first paraglider flight I ever did.
Wow. Hey, y'all in the chat, make sure you hit like, okay? I got to give that shout out. Shout out to my chatters in the chatter room tonight. I appreciate every one of you guys and gals being in here with me tonight and welcoming, such a warm welcome for Joe. How old were you when you first started flying? You said when you
17.
were just a skinny kid?
Yeah, 17.
You're 17. Okay. So then were you self-taught or you
no, I actually the owner of the Christmas tree farm that I sheared Christmas trees at during the summer while I was in high school started a Buckeye power parachute dealership. So he taught me how to fly. And yeah, that was just an amazing experience.
Wow.
And that was in Northwest Indiana. So once you got in the air over 500 feet, you could see Lake Michigan on a clear day. You could see Chicago. So
wow, that's amazing. Like, see,
I
didn't know
to fly one of those again. I don't know. After doing all of this, I don't know what it would be like.
To do the power parachute,
to go back up with a power parachute.
Power parachute. See, I wouldn't even thought that power parachute was a trike. Maybe somebody
trike, and you actually steer with your feet.
Yeah. Oh, you steer. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Because I remember
instead of your hands.
Yeah.
Like paragliders. Yeah, the steering lines were tied to the foot pegs.
That's right. I remember because they would tell me when I go up on the trike, not to move, where my feet were, not to move them, because that steers it. Now, see, I'm having flashbacks now. That's right. Eric would tell me and Jade, just keep your feet, on there. And then once they got me all set in, then I had to put my arms like this till we were up in the air. And I remember when I first started to go up, I was like, okay. The first time I went up, I was like, oh my God. And I'm holding on like this. And then she was like, oh, she says, keep your arms in. I'm like, what do I hang on to? So once we got up in the air, then I could hang on to the bars. So Scuba says I was not on a powered parachute. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, to me, it felt like it. I mean, the whole experience,
The feet
Will
there,
Pollock
the wheel is
says,
the front wheel, right? Steering.
yeah, I would. Yeah, those bars. I had
It's a
my
powered parachute. You had a handle, and you push it
Oh,
forward to
oh,
turn right and pull it back to turn left.
oh, wow. So Will Fly said, can Joe tell us about what his paramotor training experience was like? Take it away, Joe.
My self-training experience was amazing and brutal. So, I had a local guy that worked with me early on to help me with the kiting and all of that stuff. And then I'm surprised, my knees are in very good shape after all of that, because I did a lot of falling forward, and but I tried real hard to do it on my own, and I ended up getting several flights in that way. It was just hard at the time because I was flying my first paramotor was a Talon with a Black Hawk Rhino frame, and it was really heavy. So it was a lot of weight for me at the time, and quickly realized how out of shape my legs were.
Oh, no doubt.
It was took a lot of dedication and perseverance to get through that. And then I went. I had probably a dozen flights under my belt at that point, but I don't think my skills were that great. I hadn't flown enough, built up enough time to really nail the takeoffs and landings yet.
Yeah.
And that old frame didn't have weight shift. It was the J bars, high hang. So launches were just harder than what I fly now.
Okay.
And then I went to iFly in Knox, and did training there to hone the skills and really dial it in. So,
wow. So do you think you caught on pretty quick? You learned how to fly pretty quick. You got pretty comfortable with it
I
after a
did,
while?
yeah.
Some
I
people
think
take
that
longer.
I think it helped having some experience in the air.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot more nerve-wracking if I had not flown before.
Yeah.
And at first I was not okay with bumps and wind and things like that. And
Yeah.
now I love it. So I don't have a problem going up, when it's gusty. But with the paragliders that I fly now, I mean, you've got such a big trim range. You can really let the trims out and find that spot where you can control the wing really well, even in windy conditions. And I did a lot of butt landing.
That's cool. At least you admit it. How many people in the chat have butt landed? Put it in the chat. My butt landers. Let me know.
Or you just forget to put your feet down, when you're coming into land. I mean, you're just not. There were several times that I just wasn't thinking about it. I'm still sitting in the seat, and ground is quickly approaching. And
okay, Scuba says 1. Greg Laney says every time on my trike. Okay. Buttlanders unite. Jaybird says 13 times. Which Jason is this? You said Jason, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that flies with you?
Yep.
Is he the one that does all the crazy stuff in the air?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, he does. No. He'll say no.
So I met Jason then.
You met Jordan.
Jordan. And Jason, was he at Torch?
No,
Okay.
that was Jordan.
Okay. See the
Jordan
J.
and Brock.
I got mixed up on the J. Okay. All right. Well, now he'll just have to go out to Torch then.
Yeah,
And,
that'd be fun.
yeah, tell him you should. Well, that was your first time out there, right,
It was.
Joe?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice area though.
It's an interesting LZ, that's for sure, huh? With all the trees. Even I remember Kat, you know, that was her first time up in the air at that, you know, at
that was Kat's first time up?
Torch. Yeah. At Torch. And so yeah, it took, you know, it takes some doing up. You got, because she didn't really know the path, you know, had to learn the path, right? Once you get up in the air. She did a dang good job up there. I had so much fun.
Yeah, Brock and Jordan and I set out one morning and we were going to go to an airport east of there. And we got, you know, I think we got halfway there and realized, yeah, we're not going to have enough gas to do this with the wind. So we turned around and went back.
Oh my gosh.
And we made it back fine. But the wind was picking up at that point because it was mid-morning. And yeah, if we'd had a motor out, we'd have been landing somewhere other than the LZ.
So JD said, Joe, we plan to be there this year.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Are you going to be at Torch? Okay, if you're going to be at Torch, then I'll be at Torch then too. I'll just be celebrating my 70th birthday in May, so that's going to be a good month for me. I definitely will be celebrating to make it to 70 years old. I can't even fathom it, you know, like even saying that age. It's like, what? When I turned 60, I was like, where'd this come from? You know? I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm gonna have to put that on my calendar and tell my
that was a really fun place to fly.
Oh my gosh.
I do remember being in the air though, and just I constantly think, where am I going to land if my motor goes out? You know, and when I was up there, I was like, I'm be pushing it because the trees are just everywhere.
It does. Well,
there's little fields, you know, little clearings and stuff, but most of them that I saw had animals in them. So it's like, I don't know. I'd have to, you know, glide over to the beach or something. And
so Scuba said,
the sounds of it, they didn't like you landing on the beach.
Scuba said he broke one prop, cracked another, and JD said we plan on being there. Will said, much respect, Joe. Self-train is hard to do.
It is
and
rough,
Will Fly said,
I'm glad I went through it.
Raising hand. That's okay, Will. Yeah, I'm trying to follow the chat, and I'm keeping Joe busy here too. Well, that's and so you've been flying how many years now?
Wow. Yeah, probably 7 or 8 foot launch.
Wow. Okay. Now, have you always lived in Indiana?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Other than some work projects in the 90s, I've been in Indiana the rest of the time.
So
I've spent some time in Texas and San Diego over the years.
Okay.
For work.
So would you rather, you like the cold as to?
No, I don't.
You don't like the cold?
No, our plan has always been to move west, you know, maybe go out towards Utah or something.
So many people are going to Texas or Florida anymore, you know.
We spent a lot of time in St. George, Utah, and we really like it out there.
Okay.
Just a really, really beautiful area.
Yeah, because you got your motorcycles. You and your lady like to go on your motorcycles in the summer, and she goes to the fly-ins with you and all that, and that's good. You need a supportive partner.
And we have a local fly-in here, spring and fall, Fly the Fort, that we have at our main LZ in Columbia City. So that's always a lot of fun, and it's been growing every year.
Fly the Fort. Yeah. I see that on Facebook, and I always think of you. I'm like, that's the one that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Robert's he should be almost there. He's on his way to Flying Circus with the whole family in the RV. So I called it Lampoon's Vacation because when I messaged Erin, my daughter-in-law, she says, "Oh, I didn't even hear my phone. It's so loud in here." I'm like, "Yep, Lampoon's Vacation. Here we go," because they got all the boys too. Everybody went with them, but they just go for a night. I think they just go for maybe Friday and Saturday. Saturday night they'll get.
It's always fun to follow people on Facebook when they're doing those.
Yeah, they had a blast
across the country
year.
to fly-ins.
They had so much fun last year, and Robert reminded me. He said, last year when he went, he didn't even have a name. People would just walk up to him and go, "Oh, I know you. Oh yeah, you're Paramount's son." So that's what and he's like, yeah. And that's what he would hear. Yeah, oh hey, I know you. You're Paramount's son. So I always make a name for myself wherever I go. I don't even have to be there, right? Will Fly said, Will Fly, he already said, secret raising hand. Did you have another question, Will Fly, or did I miss something? Jaybird said, Jaybird is now a free bird. Oh, yay, you're off of work.
He's out of work.
Cool. Well, see, you'll have to go to Torch. So does Jay flies with you then?
Yeah, Jason does.
Jason flies with you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And
he's cool. Our field medic.
Is he? Yeah. He takes care of all the boo-boos.
Yeah.
What
he's
a guy.
To make sure nobody gets hurt.
I just scraped my elbow when I landed. And now my butt hurts. What am I gonna do?
I know I've made him cringe plenty.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, I was trying to write down about all the names of the people in the chat. That's why I was writing in my little notebook. I'm just so enjoying this tonight. Yeah, we do have there is a fly-in. Maybe Will Fly can put it in the chat, the Fly for Gauge. The dates will for Shane, for his son. It's still anybody that missed the show. Never Trust Skinny Stash Shane. That's on Tuesday nights. That there's still going to be the fly-in, the Flight for Gauge. And Will Fly, he'll put that in the chat. Put it in the chat for us when it is, the dates or whatever, just to remind everybody who's ever listening, all my listeners and my chatters and my viewers. I appreciate you so much tonight on this pre-Valentine's eve as it goes, or whatever. So how many wings do you own then, Joe?
I have 2 right now that I fly all the time.
Right now,
and I've got these little single finger toggles from PPG Smoke that I'm gonna try out.
What was it you were talking about? You said that you were going to talk about PPG Smoke tonight. Something
I realized. A lot of times when I'm flying and I'm doing little cross country runs or something, I find myself steering with just one finger. But one of my wings is strictly 2D. It doesn't have tip steering. So once I trim out, the risers, the toggles end up going up in the air quite a ways. So I want to have. I like the 2D steering, but I want to have dedicated tip steering on that wing.
Yeah, let me see that again so everybody can see what you got there. Oh, so what? Oh, okay. So that's where you put your finger in there. I see.
Yep.
Oh, how many?
But I found out my heated gloves won't fit in here anyway, so they're not going to work in cold weather when I'm flying.
And you got that from where? Where'd you get those?
From PPG Smoke.
And you use them already? Do you like them?
I have not used them yet, but they'll work great.
Okay. Keep us posted.
One of the wings that I fly, the Dudek Warp, has 2D steering. It doesn't have any tip steering toggles.
Yeah. Joe, put in your YouTube in the chat, because I know I've seen that. Put your YouTube channel in the chat. This is where you can find Joe.
Yeah, I usually post most of my stuff on Facebook, but I do need to do more on YouTube.
Yeah, he's on Facebook. And are you on Instagram too?
Mm-hmm. Okay. TikTok, Instagram.
Okay. So you can find Joe on there. Scuba says he had those for 99 cents. I should have got a couple.
That's what I did. Yeah. Well, yeah, it showed up as a 99-cent purchase, and then they showed up a few months later.
Yeah, so you didn't get any yet, Scuba. He said he had those. He should have got a couple then. Or do you use those? Do you use those too, Scuba? And those are called, what are those called that you had? Those, put your...
The finger toggles.
Yeah. Oh, they're toggles.
Mm-hmm.
Finger toggles. Okay. Okay. So evidently they make all different ones. How many different styles?
Yeah, normally you could fit your whole hand in them.
Ah.
So these are just a lot lower profile, just real small.
Okay. Scuba says, no, I have the Game Changer ones from Trevor. Okay. Yeah, I just wonder what everybody used, what you guys all use. Scuba says he uses the 2-finger one. So just a matter of preference, right? Just because you want to be comfortable up there. And it looks like you can't fly. You can't, fly with gloves on. Will Fly says fly for Gauge is March 6th to the 9th. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to do a show or not on that Thursday. Because you all will be at the fly-in. So I'll have to see if I'm still going to if I'm going to do a show or not that night on Thursday. Does it start? March 6th, is that on a Thursday? I think so. Let's see. Scuba said you could post it.
Oh, it didn't show up in the chat?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Joe AHDEL. Yeah, he's in the chat. His YouTube's in the chat. No, I don't want to start typing on here, Scuba. You know me. I start typing on here and doing stuff. That's why I miss my Gypsy, my co-host, because she'd take care of all that. He says he sees nothing. That's weird. Let's see. Maybe I have to, I don't know. Yeah, I see it. I see Joe's, I see it in the chat. See, now he's messaging me. They do it like this. Okay, it's not there. Got to go into here.
What wings do you guys fly in the chat?
Okay, see, now you just sent it to me.
Yeah, he said you might have to post it so it'll show up. I see it in the chat on my screen, but...
Yeah. I mean, I see it here. I'm surprised
everybody else might not see it, though.
That they can't see it. I could... Maybe I can take this and I'll send it over to Scooby. Maybe Scooby knows how to post it on here. I don't know I don't know. I've never done that before. I'm still learning all this stuff.
Do you have the chat up?
I mean, I can see it.
Can you post that in there?
Yeah, because you put it in the chat. So why wouldn't people be able to see it? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to send it to Steve. I don't know if he'll be able to do anything with it. I just sent it to you, Steve. Okay, 3 dots to the right, a message, add moderator. What? Oh, add you as a moderator, Scuba? Oop. Oop, 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 oop. It's going. Am I adding you? Oh, okay. See, Scuba helps me. He always helps me. Okay. All it says is delete comment, put user in timeout, ban user, delete comments. 3 dots to the right of message. Yeah. It won't let me add it. Maybe I have to, maybe I have to do it from my phone. I don't know. Let me turn this down. Turn the sound all the way down. Oops. So we don't have that feedback. Maybe I have to do it from my phone. Oh, you have to be logged into YouTube, into your YouTube. Yeah, I'm already logged in it. Okay, let me see here. Okay, see me here. All right. Scuba. Okay, let me see.
So, Will, do you go
I'm on
to
the chat on my phone right now?
Purdon's or Bad Apples?
Are you reading the chat? Okay. See, I'm looking at the messages on the phone. So I'm in the YouTube. It doesn't show no dots on here. Look at it. Prove it. Type something. Okay, let's see. So I just put in there, hi, Scuba.
So Bad Apples is in 90 days.
So Scuba says, okay, perfect. Now what? See, I'm learning. Okay, whatever that is, try 3 dots.
Bad Apples is a drive from Indiana.
It just says delete comment, put user in timeout, ban you. Oh, no, I can't do it from here. I have to do it from here. Okay. And I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat here, and I'm not seeing no dots. Okay, let me see something. Go to channel, pin message. I'm on my phone. Click on my nickname. Click on my nickname. Pin message, report, remove. Okay, I got it. I found it. All right. Add as moderator. See if I did it. Managing moderator. Standard moderator?
Yep.
Review and remove Chatman hideout and put, yes, that's what we want. Okay, let's see. Standard. Yeah. Oh, look it. I did it. I did it. All right, Scuba. Now you're officially, now I know how to do it. You're officially my moderator. You're hired.
Suddenly everybody disappears.
Yeah. Oh, Scuba just put it on there. Thanks, Scuba. Hi, Munchkin, if you're listening. Thank you, Scuba. That's funny. What do I do without him? Jeez. Tell you what. I always have my backup plan. Either have Joe, if I have questions, you know, here or there. And then I got JD, and which she helped me. We designed my beautiful thumbnail. God bless her. Couldn't do without her. And then Scuba helped me with all the technical stuff. He saved me again. Remember going all the way from, yeah, Bill H said he subscribed. Oh, he's been subscribed. All right, yeah, subscribe to Joe's channel. This is so fun. Okay, so Scuba says Spring Wing is at the same time. All right. Scuba, you got snow over there? In Virginia? You got snow? Because I can send you a bunch of mine. Nothing but snow. Nothing but. I know Larry Corral, he's on there a lot. He flies in the snow. Oh my gosh, we've been getting hammered over here, Scuba.
I want some deep snow. I want some heavy snow. I want some Michigan snow to fly in.
Yeah. Oh, so is Larry's in? Is Larry in Ohio? I forgot where he's at. Oh yeah. So you got rain. So does Scoop. So does Joe.
Freezing rain.
They've got freezing rain. That's all it's been doing is raining.
I've fallen more this year just taking the dog out than any other year in my life.
A cute little doggy. So, okay. So when you're not flying, what hobbies? Because I saw you have, do you have a coffee business?
No. I like coffee.
Oh, that's because you
I drink a lot of coffee.
You and me both. Yeah. Will Fly says Purdon's is an awesome fly-in. You're a huge field and right in the Ohio River. You really can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's the end of August or something. Yeah, very hopefully the weather's gonna kind of change a little bit here shortly. I just had another exhaust part crack on my paramotor. Working on getting that replaced under warranty. It's only got like 20 hours on it. It's just a common problem with that part. I still fly it, but
is that the hose?
I don't want to.
You call the exhaust thing?
I've never really broken a prop. I don't want exhaust to break the prop.
Yeah. Is that?
I decided long ago, even when I started flying, I'm not going to fall backwards. I'm always going to fall forwards. So now I just envision, you know, I use like a lap mount reserve. So I just envision now if I go forward, the reserve's going to come out and it's just going to be a mess.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So the exhaust, that's like the hose part, right? That people.
Yeah, the exhaust that comes off the motor. There's an elbow on these motors that is prone to cracking. And the first one I had a really good life out of it, but it developed the cracks on both sides. So I was kind of nervous that a chunk was going to come out of there and go right into the prop. So
how many in the chat have dealt with that exhaust cracks? Put it in the chat if you have to deal with that. And how did you?
And this motor's got hundreds of hours on it. So I wasn't surprised by the original part cracking, but the new one after only like 18 to 20 hours cracking was a surprise.
Ooh. Maybe they don't make them like they used to or something, or just a matter you get.
Hopefully the new parts are going to be a little stronger. It was just prone to it. I don't know if it's vibration or temperature or what that causes it.
Yeah. Scuba says, I'm not saying I want my exhaust to stay like it is. Okay. He doesn't want
Yeah,
to
don't talk about it. Like, I shouldn't talk about breaking props.
Oh my gosh.
It'll happen.
Yeah. It's just like
I've worn them out. I replace them before they break. I don't really want it happening in the air.
They're expensive. Are the exhausts expensive?
Yeah, a few $100. Oh, yeah, like just that elbow, I think is close to $200.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely go for the warranty replacement method on that one.
So then, if you have like the hole, kind of a hole in it, then you're smelling that exhaust that's coming through there, right? The air or whatever. Is it like
Probably
air?
not, since it's behind me.
So you won't get. You can't.
But if a piece comes out of it, it's going to go into the prop probably.
You can't get carbon monoxide or whatever up there, like a car. Scuba said, wait, didn't you say if I drove all the way up to Virginia to go to your flying that you would pop down to Georgia to hit bad apples? Will Fly is asking Scuba. Scuba says $320 for his exhaust. Scuba says prop. And Scuba said, no, I said I would go back to Florida. Oh, let's get this straight here, boys. Let's figure this out. Yes. I would love to go to Flying for Gage, but I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a nice RV to jump in and hang out over there for the weekend. So that's that, peeps. That's that, peeps. It's okay. It's okay. I put things smart aleck things on Facebook, Yeah, this is the way to go in an RV. I can't do tents. I just don't do tents. Darn phone. I like that. Not darn phone, but darn phone. Bill H says $400 for a new complete exhaust on my Adam 80.
I want to fly an Adam 80. I want to see how long it takes me to get off the ground.
Yeah. So
it's a
you
small
have
motor.
An Adam 80, right, Joe?
It's a real small motor compared to what I fly now.
So you have an Adam 80, right, Joe? Is that what you said?
No, I'd like to fly one though.
Oh.
I've not tried to fly a little motor.
Adam 80 is a little motor.
Got a local friend that's got an Adam 80, but he's got he's got a right-hand throttle instead of left-hand throttle. So if I do that, it needs to be on a windy day. If I have to switch hands for the throttle. Okay.
And then Bill said he wants to fly. So Monster 185 is a bigger motor than the Adam 80. Is that what it is? See, I'm picking your brain here because I can never learn enough about this stuff. So that's why I'm always asking questions.
Yeah, an 80 versus a 185.
So for somebody like me that's starting out flying, let's just pretend, I'd be better to go with an Adam 80.
If you're under 200 pounds, probably.
Yeah.
That is it's a lot lighter on your back.
Like 108 pounds.
And more suitable for lighter people.
Okay. Because you don't want to, because number one, you can put all that on your back. It can't be, you don't want it too heavy where I can't.
I'm over 200 pounds, so I'd have to work a little harder to get off the ground with a little motor.
See, I think Scuba, Will Fly Scuba put Munchkin on the line. Will Fly, Scuba said put Munchkin on the line. Scuba said, tell me what's on the moon. And Scuba says, hold on, she is being a dishwasher. Bill H says, I'm older and need lighter. And Bill said, Joe AHDEL, are you keeping the joints lubed?
Yep. Yeah.
Depends on what joints you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like these.
Mine and the motors.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, on
Oh
the
my
motor,
gosh.
I do the regular maintenance on it, and I take it apart, replace the springs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I tell you what, and it's true what they say, when you get up off the couch or chair, it's snap, crackle, pop, It's it's like just hear my creak,
I did
creak.
lose an exhaust spring once in flight, but it didn't go through the prop. I just happened to, the next time I looked at it, I thought, wow, where'd that go? It
Didn't
fell
you
off sometime when I was in the air.
didn't you fly in a storm, a rainstorm or something, or was it lightning or thought you did something really
I
crazy? I
think we've
remember
all
when
been
I saw
caught
the
in the
video, I'm like,
occasional
what are you
gust
doing
front.
up there?
Yeah. Um, not really on purpose, but like we had at one of our fly-ins, we had a nice little gust front that was coming in along with some rain, and we got on the ground pretty quick. It was either that or land out somewhere and grab everything and hide.
Oh yeah, because if your wing gets wet.
I've gotten the wing wet a lot. Um, I've never really noticed them flying much differently, but I wouldn't want to get caught in a heavy rain or anything. But
Yeah, I don't think
flying
so.
in the snow and fog and
Yeah.
over the clouds and stuff is just
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, you don't want to be like flying. And the same thing when people that go and they want to fly along the beach, they think it's all glamorous. But if you land out and all that trying to get, well, that's what I think Scuba was talking about, the beach flying one time and all that sand and everything that gets in your wing. That's a mess.
And when they get wet, they get significantly heavier. So
Yeah.
it makes it a lot harder to take
Hey,
off again.
we got Craig B in the house from Australia. What's going on, my Aussie? How are you? He said, good day, Paramount. I fly a Monster 185 and I fly Air Consumption 200 Extreme. The Extreme is a fair bit lighter. Thanks, Craig. I love that input. Thank you, chatters. I just love this. And John Wayne's in the house. Cowboy, how are you doing? You keeping that ticker going? You better, because you want to get up in the air soon. And everybody's saying hi to John. And Will Fly said, Paramount USA, it's a monster, rhymes with ghoster. See, I'm saying it wrong. A moster rhymes with ghoster. And I'm saying monster. A monster. Monster Moster. Thank you, Will. I don't know if I remember that, but I'll try and be more professional and say Moster. I most liked him, but now I don't anymore. I did a funny. I most liked him, but now I don't like him anymore. Anyway, Monster. A monster. Like I want to say monster, but it said Monster rhymes with ghoster. All
So
right,
when
I'll have
is
to remember
Torchport
that.
this year?
Remember that. Now they got Scuba. Scuba as my moderator. I feel so much safer now. I think. Scotty's in the house. What's up, Mr. French Fry? Scotty says hello all. Snowed all day, and the road's gone from work. We're shit. CHIT. Shit. Yes. See, I don't have to worry about. I don't drive. I don't drive at all. And sold my truck before I left Arizona, and there's no reason that I need to drive anywhere. There really isn't. So yeah, because I got my little shuttle bus that I can take to the college if I want to on rainy days or whatnot. So works out good. So Scott works. Scott worked. You know where you get from the Idaho, where you get your French fries and all that from. You know, the French fries and the tater tots and all that. That's where Scott works. Orida, right, Scott? You work for Orida. So he works for Orida. So when he was a guest one night, Joe, I picked his brain on all kinds of stuff on the tater tots and the French fries and how come they changed the style on the French fries or the taters and all that. Scotty's good people. He's good. Hi, Munchkin. Here comes Munchkin. If I could, I'd give you a rose, Munchkin. All my girls get a rose tonight. And then all the boys, what would the boys get? Let's see. The boys get a Reese's peanut butter cup. You all get a Reese's peanut butter cup, and the girls get roses from me. Lord, I thought you said roach. Munchkin, no. A rose. The girls get a rose, not a roach. Oh no, that one would not be good. Scott says, I work for Simplot, but our plant contracts to make Orida products because that's all we did there before Simplot bought it. I'm probably saying that wrong too, bought it. And Munchkin says, hi, Bill. And Will Fly said that Munchkin, yeah, I was. You should have heard Scuba saying he's putting his foot down and it don't matter what you say, he's going. Oh boy. Is that what happens with you sometimes, Joe? You put your foot down and say, I'm going flying, babe. You can't stop me.
Well, there are plenty of times where I just don't know until evening, you know. Yes. If I'm waiting for calmer weather, but
yes. Moster rhymes with toaster.
Moster.
I'm Moster. Okay, and then Scott says, thanks, Will Fly. Got about 4 inches of snow. John Wayne says, Will Fly, you trying to kill Scuba. Oh my gosh. Yeah, John, we got Joe AHDEL in the house tonight. Super stoked. I'm loving all this conversation about, I told you we were going to talk paramotors tonight because I know every week, you know, I pick out one word that we deal with in life and something different. And then I take it and I dissect the word. And then we talk about that word for a whole hour and stuff. And I pick their brains in the chat, you know. What is this word? What does this mean to you and all that? And I have so much fun with it. But tonight is just talking paramotors and whatever else they put in the chat. That's fine too. You know, whatever you guys want to talk about or whatever. Let's see. So, John Wayne, when did you start flying? Everybody put in the chat when you first started flying. So how many years you've been flying? So Joe, you've been flying, what'd you say, 8 years?
Foot launch. Yeah, foot launch paramotor. So yeah, it's 7 or 8 years now. Okay,
let me see you guys in the chat how long you've been flying. Okay, John Wayne said 5 years. Okay. All right, this is cool. I'm really psyched. I love the psych. Bill H said November 3rd, 2019. Wow. Okay. Greg says he's been flying for 3 years. All right. Cool. Thanks for jumping in the chat tonight, Greg. I know a few weeks ago you jumped on just when we had when I just closed the show, and I felt so bad, Greg. So, Greg, have you been writing any books lately? And Craig B said 4 and a bit. Okay. That's cool. Well, once you start flying, you learn it, you know, you want to keep doing it. Jaybird says paramotor it in general. Well, yeah. What do you do you do paramotor or do you foot launch or do you trike? And how long you been flying, Jaybird? If you do both. Scuba says mine was a date. Linda, laughed my ass off.
When's Torchport this year?
I think I wrote it on my calendar. Let me see. Let me grab it. I bet even JD probably knows the exact dates. It's always the end of, let's see if I even wrote it on here. It's always towards like Memorial Weekend.
September.
I don't know if I wrote it down.
I think it was a week away from our fall fly-in.
Well, I wrote it. Yeah, I did write it on the calendar. May 23rd through the 27th. May 23rd to the 27th. That's what it is. So, so February, almost done. Yeah, February 6th, you guys, I mean, March 6th, you guys will be at Fly It for Gauge. So I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know if I'll do a show or not that night. I'm not sure because you'll all be, most of my people in the chat will be there. So Munchkin says, I'll get back with you way closely by the phone. I could call anytime. I'm just happy everybody's here. We'll fly at Paramount USA. Joe rhymes with most. He thinks he's so funny now. You're so funny, Will. Joey. Munchkin says, I will hold my breath, Will. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, hold your breath because you might be holding it a while, I think, waiting for Will to call you. I'm sure that. So let's see. So what states have you flown in then with your paramotor? The Joester. Joe, like what states? How many states have you flown in?
That's a good question.
Not state of mind.
What state of mind
but,
do you fly in?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, what state
That's
of
my
mind have
relaxing
you guys?
time.
Or sometimes are you guys in? You're flying. You're
Anytime
focused.
I fly, it's to relax.
Yes, you have to be focused when you're flying.
Me time.
You can't have your mind all over the place.
Definitely mostly Indiana for sure.
Mostly Indiana. You guys in the chat, tell me the places that you've flown now, because I know you go to a lot of fly-ins. Put in the states that you've done some fly-ins or went to fly-ins. What states? I'm just making conversation here. Will Fly says he's been flying for 6 years. Okay, cool. And Will, you didn't you used to fly airplanes? Did you fly airplanes? I think I'd be pretty leery to get on an airplane these days because there's a lot of freaky stuff going on now. So I'm just praying like at Flying Circus, that everybody stays safe, that there's no accidents because they fly those funky airplanes at Flying Circus.
Not going to find you hanging from the bottom of a paramotor?
What's that?
Not going to find you hanging from the bottom of a paramotor swinging around?
Oh no. I'd be afraid to go on an airplane anymore. Scott says, Will Fly said it's Scott Savage. Hopefully it didn't come down all at once. Scott says I've flown in a commercial airplane. Does that count? And helicopter once. Yeah, that counts. Yeah. Bill said Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, Arkansas, Kansas, and Gulf of America. What's that? Remember that commercial? I've been everywhere. That song, I've been everywhere. And then they say all the states and everything. What commercial was that? I bet Scott would know. Scott's too young. He wouldn't remember. What was that commercial, Bill H? I've been everywhere. And then they'd say all the states. It was a commercial. Was it? No, I know it's Johnny Cash, but what commercial was it? Craig B said only flown in Australia. I visited Aviator when I was over there, but didn't fly. Do you remember it, Scott? What is it? What was it? What was that commercial? I've been everywhere. Gosh. We can still chime in on your show. What is it? I can't think what it is. What the Choice Hotels? Maybe that's what it was. Good answer,
Hotel
Jay.
commercial.
Choice Hotel, yes. John Wayne said Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Virginia, Wisconsin, Arkansas, Kansas, Illinois, and Mississippi. MISSSIPPI. Wow, look at you guys. That's awesome. Yeah, John has been places. Yeah, for sure. Gosh. I know I've seen people do some crazy stuff on those paramotors, and you got to be, before you get too crazy, you got to be smart, right? You got
Do
to
you have
be
any acro guys in this chat?
What's that?
Do we have any acro people in the chat?
Oh, acro people in the chat. Anybody? Scuba says my auto kitty litter dumper will be here tomorrow. Should I be excited? Absolutely, Scuba. Yes. That's great.
Not on purpose.
I gotta clean mine every morning. I'm the auto kitty litter dumper. I'm the auto kitty litter dumper. Yeah, I'm the one that does that. John says not on purpose. Bill says not I. Oh, well, Scotty's got a kitty. Scotty's got a kitty. He's got a couple kitties. Will said yes. Okay, so Will said he was a flight instructor. So one of these times we're going to get Will Fly. We're going to have him be a guest just because. We'll have you jump in the studio one night, Will Fly, and talk about all that, like being the flying. Since there's so many things with airplanes and all that stuff going on. Yeah, Scott says Scooby need a dog shit cleaning robot more. That too. Scuba said just trying to lighten the load on Munchkin. Oh, that's so nice of you, Scuba. That's nice. Yeah, that's very nice of you. That's so romantic. And it's coming on Valentine's Day too. Your super duper robot scooper. The kitty for the kitty poop. That's nice. That's very romantic. Well, at least if the box comes, put a red bow or something on it, Scuba. That's so thoughtful of you. And then Scuba said, "True, Scott. Yeah, I have to clean my kitty litter every morning." Will Fly said, "North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Ohio, and Florida." And she said, "A cat shit box is romantic." No, Munchkin. I was being a smart aleck. I was just saying. I was being like smart. I was like, "Oh, how romantic!" Yeah, Scuba. Like you can do better than that on Valentine's Day. I hope that's not a Valentine's present. And Scott says, "I've flown to Virginia, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Detroit, Austin, San Francisco, Denver." Okay.
It's pretty easy to fly into Ohio from here because we're only about 10-15 minutes from there.
And Will Fly said, "Oh yeah, and Georgia and Virginia." Yeah, like I said, these little planes, either little planes and the big planes, I'd just be pretty leery about getting on those planes right now.
We've got an LZ that we fly
a lot
out.
of people, it doesn't. I mean, look at in Scottsdale, Arizona, that whole wheel fell off that plane. Bill H says, "I've never flown in a commercial airplane." I've flown. I've been to Texas before. I flew to Texas, and of course flew to Michigan many times when the boys were little, and on and on. So flying never bothered me. But now it's kind of like seems pretty nerve-wracking. Scott said Austin was the worst humidity. Yeah, I remember that. In Texas, yeah. I went to Dallas one year. and it was very humid. Scuba says, I'd rather feel turbulence in my wing than a commercial plane again. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. I'm not one to want to jump on an airplane. I thought I did at one time, those like just the little airplanes or whatever. I thought it'd be fun, but I don't know. Let's see. John Wayne says got a lot of passenger hours and a Chinook and a Huey. So those are airplanes. Got a lot of passenger hours and a Chinook and a Huey. What's that? What are those? Helicopters? Is a Chinook a helicopter?
Big helicopter.
That's what. See? Wow, that was a good guess for me. I'm proud of myself. Yep. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, that name, the Chinook, that kind of, yeah, all those horrible accidents. The helicopter in New York, and I mean, was it New York or Washington? When the planes crashed, the plane and the helicopter. Scuba. Scott said, Scuba. My dad flew in a puddle jumper to Seattle from Boise, and he said you could see the frame flexing in the plane from the turbulence. Oh gosh, I'd be like super scared. I'd be scared. Yeah, scary stuff is right. Oh my gosh.
It's bad enough just seeing the wings flexing.
I don't even know. Do they still make the? I remember my brothers used to get excited for Christmas if they get what do they call, like the airplanes they could put together. What they like you glue everything together or whatnot. When they were growing up, they always got the airplane models, right? Go to the they would go to like the hobby store. Back then they called it hobby stores, and you'd get put airplanes, buy the airplane kits or whatever. Bill said I chartered a plane for my 21st birthday and a 2-hour ride around this town. Wow. That's that's different. I flew to for my 21st birthday, I went to with my girlfriends just before I turned 21. I went to the Bahamas, to Nassau. So we went on an airplane to Nassau, and I was 21. That was super cool. That was fun. And then high school, we had a field trip, Disney World. Well, and that was before when Disney World, when they were just building it. It wasn't even fully built yet, and they were still putting stuff up. And I remember, we had that was my senior trip. Senior trip. Scott Savage says, I thought you meant the balsa wood planes that you would wind up the rubber band and throw them to the fly. Oh yeah, I remember those too. But just popped to my head, Scott, was the airplane, the model airplanes. John Wayne said he worked at Ramsey Air Force Base. Thank you for your service, John, and flew in a lot of C-130s and C-141s and later Cs. You could probably write a book, John. I'm telling you, you could write a book. That was so cool. So we're in the half-hour mark. So you know what that means, that we play our little game before we let Joe go and take care of his cold, because he feels yucky. Joe feels kind of yucky tonight. I'm just happy I got everybody in the chat tonight. Let's see, we had Scuba, Munchkin, Will Fly, JD, Wheezy, Eric, and we got Greg Laney, we had Jason, and we had did I say Cowboy? I'm writing it down here too. We had Cowboy in the chat, and we had Craig B, right? Craig B in the chat. I can't remember way at the beginning the kids that were on that popped in way at the beginning of the thing. I forgot what I'd have to look back to see who that is. Hi, Angela. Angela, how are you, my dear? I was thinking about you guys tonight. I was thinking about what you were all up to. Love you, girl. Love you bunches. Okay, so I'm going to pick your brains here. You know, we always do the little questions, and then you can tell me, I'll tell you mine, and then you can say, it's like the fill in the blank. Okay. All right, everybody in the chat, we always do that at the last half hour of the show. My best experience thinking out of the box was what? So, Joe, you can go first. What was your best experience when you were thinking out of the box? What like?
I do that a lot.
That's good. That's good.
I have to with programming and electronics, because I'm always faced with somebody that needs something that maybe doesn't exist.
Okay.
So creating solutions.
Creating solutions. That's a good one. What about you guys in the chat? My best experience thinking out of the box was. Oh, Tony's at Flying Circus. Tell him to look. Oh, Angela. Oh gosh, tell him to look for Robert. Robert's there. Robert just got there today. Him and the kids and the wifey and the RV. They're all there. So tell Mr. Vegas to look for Robert, and tell him I want a selfie of the both of them. Tell him I want a selfie. That's so cool. Good for him. That is so cool. Mr. Vegas is at Flying Circus. Yeah, because it's so close for you guys. That's cool. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, tell him to look for Robert. Robert's got a big old RV that he'll know what he looks like. He'll see him. Because I don't know if they've met in person yet. Oh, so we won't see Tony tomorrow, you're saying. Tony won't be on the scuba show. So, hey, you guys, my best experience thinking out of the box was what? Bill says to do the opposite of what I think to do first. We all do that. Yeah, we all do that. I can't think what, yeah, my first.
Especially as we get older.
Like, yeah, my first experience thinking out of the box was, gosh, probably when I was after my divorce and stuff. I was still in Arizona. You know, I got on. So talk about thinking out of the box. You know, I thought I would get a match, and I'd have all kinds of meetups. With the guys. You know, make sure they were like, I drive my truck over to the little pubs, or see the Midwest, right? Midwest people call them pubs, right? Or bars, what they call them, pubs or whatever. But
Pubs,
that
bars.
was me thinking out of the box. I'm like, I can't just expect to meet somebody at the rec centers and all that in the Sun City. So I'm like, I got to try something different. So that was my out of the box. John Wayne says, I'm sure glad to be out of jail and out of the box. There you go. My best experience thinking out of the box was scuba. Your best experience thinking out of the box. Will Fly said, I used to drink a lot. I'm sure I have good stories, but I can't remember them. You and me both. Yep. I'm going on 2 years this year of sobriety, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Yeah. So scuba, what was your first experience thinking out of the box? But I like John Wayne's answer. That's pretty funny. I'm sure glad to be out of jail. Out of the box. Yeah, me too. Gosh. I mean, not that I've been in jail, but yeah. I'm glad. Yeah, it's better to be. See, Scuba's thinking. He's thinking right now. So you're waiting for Scuba's answer. Because even, I can even remember working retail. And you're right. You had to think. Yeah, you had to sometimes, like, ideas, sit down these meetings and you'd have to throw out different ideas to change things up, right? Out of the box, something that nobody else has done yet. So, The next question is, this is a pretty good one. So did I get all your answers then? Scott says, fighting with a piece of equipment at work for a few hours, and for shits and grins, grabbed a jumbo zip tie and fixed it in 3 minutes. And that zip tie stayed on there for like 3 hours. Well, that's thinking out 3 years. Wow. So that's thinking out of the box. Okay. And then Scuba says, I think when I was like, screw it, I'm going to go hang gliding for my 40th birthday. Man, that was like way back when, huh, Scuba? You're old now. For his 40th birthday. Oh my goodness. I'm fairly sure when I turned 40, I'm sure I got pretty wasted at the country bar. You know, I'm sure I did. Finding different ways to explain things to students that were having trouble grasping a particular concept. There we go. And Scott said, you a teacher, Will? Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, you all ready now? You got to listen. Okay, this is the next one. Thank you for all your answers. I appreciate this. If I were a standing comic, most of my material would come from what? If I were a standing comic, most of my material would come from, if you were a comic. Scuba. Damn, Linda. Burn. So if you were a stand-up.
Politics.
If you were stand-up, your material would come from politics. Okay.
Right now, there's so much to talk about.
That's true. I follow all that stuff on all my apps on my TV all day. I'm going, what the heck is going on? Bill H says, Georgia pilot instructor. Will. Jaybird says, the stuff I've seen and experienced being a nurse. Oh yeah, you did say, so he is a med. He's a like EMS. He works EMS. Is that what he does?
Nurse.
He's a nurse. That is awesome. Gosh, I have so much respect for you, Jay. I'm calling you Jay because I just see Jay Bird on there. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Oh my goodness. I like I said, I have so much respect for you, for first responders and all of that. Greg Laney said from fly-ins. And Will Fly said, good for you, Paramount USA. That's right. That's right. Sobriety, it feels good. Be sober. Goodness gracious. And no turning back, that's for sure. I'm loving life. I'm loving Jesus and all that stuff. So if you're a stand-up comic, what would your subject be? What would you be talking about? And I can imagine if Tony was Mr. Vegas, Tony was in the chat, I can imagine what his answer would be. I think I already know. But if I were standing, if I were a standing comic, most of my material would come from, gosh, I like a lot. There's a lot of really funny female comedians. You know, that's why I was thinking they were talking about like your favorite comedian, you know, who you like to listen to. I miss the old school comedians like Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck if, and there was a couple of them out there I used to really like to.
Being old. Yeah, I agree with that. Bill H.
Bill H says Georgia stands for General Aviation. Oh, okay. I said Georgia. I don't know where I got that from. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, this is a good one. Oh yeah, George Carlin. Oh yeah, for sure. And Scuba said he needs a new one. You know you're old when. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was and who's the other one? Get Her Done. He's a funny dude too. I like him. He's a really funny comedian that says, get her done. And who else? Some of them, I'm trying to think who else. There used to be a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. George Carlin would have a field day with the current situation. Yeah, for sure. John Wayne said 17th, we are going to get dropped off in Jackson, and 18th fly to Arizona to see my parents until the 25th. Then we'll be here a few days before we head back north at least. Oh, I see. Okay, so just want to fly is talking to John Wayne. Okay. So we're going to drop off in Jackson and 18th fly, and we'll be a few more days. I lost it. You're going to be busy, JD. There it is. Oh, let's see. Fly soon with their parents, so the 25th. And then we will be here a few more days before we head back north, at least back for Eric's appointment. Yeah, lots of snow. Lots of snow. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Rodney Dangerfield, Ron White, and come on. Yeah, yes. They're comedians. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. When I was younger or whatever, Red Skeleton. He was a good comedian, and I liked Jackie Gleason too, watching Jackie Gleason show. Right? One of these days, Alice. Pow! And then she'd get all in his face. Oh yeah, Ralph, what are you gonna do about it? It was so cute. All right, you guys ready for the next one? Okay, I completely lose my motivation when. So what? I completely lose my motivation when. I lose my motivation when. Bye, Craig B. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Be safe out there, dude. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. You're awesome, Sauce. Craig B is awesome sauce from Australia. I don't see Walter. Walter's not in here tonight. Let's see. Okay. Here's your sign. That's right. Okay, so I completely lose my motivation when what? What is it when you lose motivation? Like, what is the chore that you hate to do? What's the worst chore?
I lose my motivation when I don't feel good.
There you go. Let's see. Scott says, when I get stuck with a trainee that has no motivation to learn or pay attention. Yeah, I remember those days, Scott. I used to have to train cashiers. Oh my gosh, yes. I used to train cashiers and newbies. And there's some days I didn't want to deal with anything. But I lose my motivation probably when my kitty's eating. Sometimes you do the dishes. I don't get very motivated when I have to wash the dishes, even if it's just me. Oh, that too, Bill. Yeah, folding clothes. After I do laundry, I come home and I have to take everything out of the laundry basket, put everything away. Yeah, it's a tough life, you know. Somebody's got to do it. Folding clothes. Yes. Definitely remember that. I'm sure there was more when I had my house. There was always something that had to be done. Yeah. Okay, so the next one, this is the last one, okay, peeps. I had a crush on someone much older than I when. Just want to fly, so John Wade, awesome. Deweese and Randy would love to see you. Well, that's cool. Scott says, I live out of the laundry basket. I gave up folding clothes. I'm the worst one as far as like, my laundry basket is like, a lot of times because I wear my sweatshirts all day or whatever, I'll just throw my sweatshirts on top of the laundry basket. I won't even hang them up in the closet. I only have so much room, but I'm glad I don't have that. What do you call that when people everything has to be organized and clean and everything? Is that you, Joe? Like in the house, are you real picky about where things go and all that? Because I'm the worst.
The house is supposed to be lived in.
There you go. There you go. That I like that. Mm-hmm. There you go. There's so many people that have that. What they call it, OC. Yeah, OCD. OCD. Thank you, Bill. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, not me.
Is that you, Bill? Are you OCD? Yeah, I'm definitely. I maybe have a few peeves. You know, there's a few peeves that make me crazy, but yeah, I only have so much room in my apartment, so but it, you know, to me it's clean. It's my dishes. If my floor is washed and my dishes are clean, and my bed is made, you know, I think my house is clean. That's me. I remember my mom growing up. My mom would Saturdays was chore day. So my mom would get on her hands and knees and wash the kitchen floor. And then a lot of times she would kick us out of the house when she had to clean, you know, when she cleaned the house, but it was dusting. She went through and would dust everything in the living room with the pledge. She had that pledge. Let's see. Bill says, I do keep a shop vac in my room. You have a shop vac in your room? Okay. And Will says taxes. And Scott says Jaybird 73. In 7th grade, we got a 20-year-old blonde petite teacher, and she was popular. What about you guys? Did you have a crush on somebody that was older than you, much older than you when you were growing up? Because you're like younger than me. Yeah. My mom got on my hands and knees. Yeah, I had when I was in 7th grade, because I grew up, you know, working in my daddy's grocery store. We had a family-owned grocery store. So there was a guy that worked in there that I was in junior high and he was in high school. So he was much older, but he worked at my dad's store too. And I remember I totally had a crush on him. Do you guys remember? Okay, who remembers the show? When I was growing up, it was a doctor's show, Dr. Kildare. It was called Dr. Kildare. And I had a crush on Dr. Kildare when I was younger too. But I watched that show every week. And I remember one time I had my slippers on and I was running down the steps downstairs, right? And I slipped and I literally slid all the way down the steps, you know, to the bottom of the steps on my back. So it knocked the wind out of me. And I remember I was like 11 years old, 12 years old. And my mom came down. See, John remembers Dr. Kildare. Yeah, I had a crush on him. I even had a poster. I had a poster of him in my room. And I remember like the TV guides that one time his picture was on the front of the little TV guides. But when I slid down on my back and it knocked the wind out of me, my mom came down to make sure I was okay. And she's laughing. She's laughing. And I'm like, Mom, it's not fun. She goes, and then she made me laugh because then she goes, do you want me to call Dr. Kildare for you? And then, you know, little things you remember, right? But I remember that I never go down the steps in my slippers anymore. Yeah, I did. I slid right down on my back, like on a sled, man. Oh my gosh. And after that, my mom had the steps. She had them carpeted shortly after, so I wouldn't kill myself. Scuba says that's how I broke my toe sliding down steps. I didn't know till hours later when it changed colors. Ugh, gosh. Yeah, so I told you my crush. You guys, did you tell me your crush in there? Who was your crush? I know Scott said his. And that's it. I've already, that's all the questions I'm asking y'all tonight. And I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Lindy's Treehouse. And then I always read, and I'll see. I'll probably see you next week, right? Where's my calendar? What's next week? The months are going by so fast, everybody. Let's see. Oh yeah, next week's I'll have a show next Thursday. Yeah, it's the 20th. Okay, cool. All right, so we're good on that. So I'm going to read you something really quick. I appreciate everybody. Let's see. Scott says, I had a crush on a friend's wife when I was 16, and she was in her early 40s. I should admit this, but it did go somewhere. What? Oh my God, Scott. Thanks for sharing that. Will says, I remember Adam 12. Not sure about 54. Oh, car 54, where are you? Yeah, Adam 12. Oh my gosh. Just think about how, like with the technology and everything. Remember Knight Rider?
That was high tech back then.
And the car would talk to him, whatever. And now look what we got, right? So somebody had the idea, and we all know the Jetsons. We grew up with the Jetsons, same thing, right? Oh yeah, and then think about it. Do you know who started the foot launching, doing the foot launching stuff? Flintstones.
I never saw them, Paramotor.
Well, I just think of how they could, because they didn't really have a motor on the, remember how they used to, it was all yabba dabba doo, and they'd run their little car with their feet.
I was so disappointed with the Knight Rider car in my 30s. I was working in a museum doing some internet work, fiber optic work. Just north of Fort Wayne here, they had that car in there on the floor. And it was after hours, and there's this cord. There was just a cord to plug into the wall from that car, and it would light up. It just looked so old at that point.
Oh, funny.
It was horrible.
Just like Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Look at the cars they have out now. Ozzie and Harriet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Flintstones used to be prime time. Yeah, yep, you're right. And My Favorite Martian. I love this. We always throw in a little trivia towards the end of the night too. You guys, my guys and gals, you're awesome. You mean so much to me, and I so appreciate you, helping me keeping this keep my show going.
Been fun.
I think I'm going on 39 shows now, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I really am. So let's see. So I already did the question. So the last thing I'm going to read my little what I always read to you guys, the last thing of the night. And John Wayne says, my mother, the car. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I have to get on Tubi TV and start watching all the oldie sitcoms. I don't watch them enough. So I think it's because I get on Tubi and then there's so many commercials. But then even with all the apps I have, that I watch during the day, you have to deal with the commercials, or you pay for not to have commercials. And I'm not gonna dish out an extra $69, right? The Flying Nun. Oh Lord. And Barney Miller. Yep. That was a good one too. Okay, so let me see here what I was going to read. I wrote something down here. So I'm going to grab my book. It'll be easier. What I was going to read to you guys, my guys and gals, for the end of the night. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to say thank you to everybody in the chat for being here tonight, and my viewers and my listeners, and of course, Joe Adele. I so appreciate you being here tonight and taking the time out of your busy day and all that. And Scott says night court, and yeah, I'm just glad people that that jumped in the chat that haven't been here for a while, and I so appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So I'm going to read this here because this is one of my favorites. I know I read it before, but you guys wouldn't remember or whatever. So hold on to your dreams and never let them go. Show the rest of the world how wonderful you are. Give circumstances a chance and give others the benefit of the doubt. Take on your problems one by one and work things out. Rely on all the strength you have inside. Let loose of the sparkle and spirit that sometimes you try to hide. Stay in touch with those who touch your life with love. So, there you go. I think that's so pretty. I just love that. This is like the coolest book ever that my friend gave me. 100 things to always remember and one thing to never forget. So, always at the end of my show, I always give you something to take with you. And I'm going to give giant hearts. If you guys all want to put a heart in the chat for Valentine's Day, this is my heart to you all. And you all enjoy your day with your significant other and all that. We'll fly. Don't worry. I'll send you hearts tomorrow. Okay. So you don't feel alone because, you know, me and Will Fly, we're the only, I think me and Will Fly are the only single ones here in the room. So, yeah. So Will Fly and I will just be like, you know, just another day. He'll hug his doggy. I'll hug my Miss Molly, and we'll have a nice little, see, if I would have thought about it, I should have made cupcakes, but maybe I'll have to get some cake mix. But then I'll have to run the oven. I don't think you can make cupcakes in the air fryer. I haven't tried it yet. I want to try different things, so because that my son and thank you for that heart, Bill. It's not a red heart though. That's okay though. I mean, there we go. There, Joe put the red heart in. Okay. Everybody put a red heart in. I can do it. Yeah, wait, I can do it on because I got my phone on, so I can put a rose and a heart in there for everybody. Let me see. Here we go. We're doing it right now. Let's see. There's my rose. So there's all a bunch of roses for everybody. So I'm putting in the chat. So everybody gets a rose from me. So it'll come up. There you go. There's all my roses for tomorrow. It's for everybody. I love y'all very much. Much love, much love. And don't forget, tomorrow night is Scuba Vapes. So 8 o'clock. Make sure y'all join on his show. And make sure y'all hit like. In the chat, all my chatters hit like. And you can even throw a comment in there like after the show. And this was fun. Thanks, Jay Bird. I like that. And appreciate everything you do. I really, really do. You guys are awesome. Angela Presley got in just in time. Will Fly said at Angela Presley. And so Tuesday is just never trust Skinny Chef Shane. My prayers go out to Shaney. We love you, Shaney, if you're listening. Big hugs. Okay. And then Thursday, it's Paramount USA, and it's Lindy's Treehouse on Thursday night. So y'all climb up the Treehouse on Thursday. And we always have fun conversation and all kinds of good stuff. And we'll give applause for Joe for being our guest tonight and taking time out of his busy day and everything. And you get some rest, Joe. And when you get back out there and fly, you want to fly safe. Yeah, Jay Bird, don't be a stranger, okay? You're welcome to jump on the chat every Thursday night and subscribe to my channel, okay? You can find me on YouTube, Paramount USA, Jay. And if you're not sure, whatever, just get with Joe. He'll get you hooked up and subscribe to my channel because I love my subscribers. Thank you so much, all my subscribers. You guys, you're the one. I do the show for you guys and gals, and I love to do it too. But I just love my Thursdays, and I love having all of you here. You are the reason that keeps my show going. So, and Jaybird says, Bubba is your friend. Bubba. Wasn't there somebody on a reality show or something? His name was Bubba. Maybe it was my friend's dog or something. It was named Bubba. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. It's 10 o'clock. I know the kid downstairs is probably getting ready to crash out because, I'm upstairs apartment, whatever. So 10 o'clock is my curfew, as the saying goes. So you guys all be safe and have a great week. Have a great day tomorrow. Don't forget Jesus loves you. Take care of you. Take care of your family and all that. And stay healthy. And I will see everybody next Thursday. And don't forget tomorrow night, Scuba Vapes, Friday night. Hang out with Scuba. We always have a great time there too. So thank you, chatters, viewers, all that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to say good night and end the stream. Bye, everybody. Love y'all. Be safe. End stream.